Megan Batoon, no one mourns the wicked. Are you aware?
One mourns the wicked.
Oh, no, comma.
No.
One mourns the wicked.
Yeah. Is that true? I have not seen the second part, and I'm not giving myself any spoilers, but she is mourning. Is she? Or no?
That's her friend.
Was, right?
You'll see what happens.
I will see what happens.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for me too. I was never like a theater kid, but Wicked really opened a lot of doors for me.
Oh, man, that's great. So traditionally, do you enjoy other music? I mean, you like The Greatest Showman?
Yeah,
That's your
Greatest
shit?
Showman, Chicago. Like
Okay.
I like Hamilton. I loved Hamilton. I would freestyle to Hamilton.
Okay, so you like musicals.
Yeah.
Have you seen a lot of them live, like Broadway shit?
Not really. I've probably seen like 5.
Okay, no, that's more than most people.
Newsies, Matilda.
Oh, word. Okay, okay. Fun.
I like cry every time. I remember being in just especially if you're like close enough to the stage where you could feel the performers.
Yeah.
Because I know that feeling and how wonderful it feels to be on stage and to be in that adrenaline and the lights and everybody and you're just like going for it.
Yeah.
Going full out. This is all it is. I love that feeling. So when I was watching Newsies and like seeing their faces, I was like crying for them.
Oh, bruh. I mean, look, Hamilton, when, spoiler alert, when the son like dies,
Yeah.
whole theater sobbing. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, old, young. So good. I got the chills.
I know.
Thinking about it.
I get chills when in Hamilton when she's singing the song "Burn." Philippa Sue is singing "Burn" because she like has this grit in her voice where it sounds like you're actually breaking down.
Yeah, she's pissed and she's hurt. Yeah, so good.
I'd be
so good.
so pissed. Hamilton's story is fucked.
And it's real for the most part.
Now I'm like getting in the spiral. It's like, wow, everybody cheats on everybody. Because I was like watching a TikTok the other day. It's like, doesn't matter how beautiful you are, men are always gonna cheat. And it's like Sabrina Carpenter and like all these like beautiful girls that have gotten cheated on. It's like Jay-Z and Beyonce. It's like, oh, none of us have a shot.
No, you know what? That's just the TV and the movies, Megan Batoon. It's not real. But yes, I'm very excited for you to watch
Me too.
Wicked Part 2. Because this is also, I think, we've talked about it before. For Good is the first thing I saw from Wicked ever. I saw just a video of them practicing the song. And I was like, what is this?
I love process so much. I want to turn my channel into a process-oriented network. Like I want it to be whatever the programming is, I want it to be about the process. Have you ever watched the show How It's Made? It's a 90s show. It was about like going into the factories of how Cheetos are made.
Oh, yes. It was hosted by the guy that used to host Double Dare.
Oh, yeah. Don't know.
I forget his name.
I didn't put that together.
Wait, hold on. Real quick. I just need to know. Hey, Siri, who hosted Double Dare? Mark Summers. Okay, did Mark Summers host? Now I have to go to his IMDb. Sorry, guys.
Mark Summers. Now we got to call Mark Summers. Now we got to ask him ourselves.
What was the name of the show?
How It's Made.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was thinking a show called Unwrapped, which was similar. They would also do like close-ups of like food, getting like behind the scenes look at details involved in creating peanut butter, chocolate syrup, French fries.
Yes, Unwrapped. Oh, I got to watch more of that. So How It's Made and Unwrapped, I feel like are similar because they're process-oriented and they always had extreme close-ups.
Yes.
And I love an extreme close-up and process. So I'm like, I want to turn my channel into a network about making, whatever it is, food, clothes, dance, music, but all about the artist making and exactly what you're saying about For Good. It's like when people decide, oh, let's maybe do a different key change, or what if we tried this thing?
That video I watched of them going through the process of that song, it's exactly that. Because there's one part where Idina Menzel, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to you. Get you a bottle of Jester's Court, jestorscourt.co, available now. People have been receiving their bottles and sending me their feedback, and it's all positive. They love it. So smooth, so strong.
Smooth, so strong.
So there's one, cheers.
I was like sipping or shooting, but I think I know. We out here.
Yes, sir, 11 a.m.
Thanks for sipping.
Thanks for sipping. Wow, we've never said that before.
I know, even though that wasn't a sip.
Thanks for shooting.
Thanks for shitting.
Thanks for shitting. So in that video, For Good, there's one part where Idina Menzel is singing her part, and she's like, we probably talked about this already, but she sings a note and she goes, like she's struggling to take a breath. And the composer, I forget his name. You know his name?
No.
Composer.
Stephen Schwartz.
Yes, he's at the piano. He goes, okay, cool, then do this. Dun, dun. He plays the note. He's like, on the downbeat, and he's showing her when to breathe during certain notes. Fire. It's so fucking cool.
I like that. Do you think a lot of people like process?
I think enough people like it.
100%. You know, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm around a lot of movie people, a lot of like filmmakers and cinema nerds that like, I would rather see the making of the movie than the movie itself.
I totally feel that. Look, I will always watch a behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, now HBO, what they always do with all their shows is they talk about the script writing process. Like they interview, like, you know, for like Game of Thrones and for The Last of Us, they always have like showrunners and the writers be like, okay, so for this episode, we wanted to do this, and this is why we went with this direction, and wanted to take the story of this, but like tweak it in this. And they're always showing the process. You feel me? So I think people are interested.
I really like that. And I wanted to feel like you're coming on the journey of like the making of it, whether it's like my clothing brand or like merch or the show that we're doing. Like I want people to watch it and feel like they're part of the team going for this thing. Because I feel like everything is so product based of here's the finished thing.
Right.
But it's like, I want all the juicy stuff of how you got there.
Did I ever tell you that I had a movie that was filmed that never came out?
No.
I will give you the quick background lore of this because it's so annoying. In the early days of the YouTube days where, you know, shit was beginning to really pop up and bubble, right? I want to say 2010, 2012, around that time. My boys, me, PD Flow, Super Ego, and Rick, we wrote a musical, okay? PD Flow wrote majority of the dialogue and the script. I wrote majority of the music.
Cool.
We recorded a bunch of music. We filmed 80% of it. We released a few music videos from the musical that went kind of viral, especially for its time, like millions of views. People were very hyped about it, okay? It was a deal with a major motion picture company. It was like, people were writing about it like it was the first of its kind. Oh, YouTubers got a movie deal. You know what I'm saying?
Was it the first of its kind at the time?
That's what people will say. Some will say that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was just part of the marketing of it or whatever, but everything we announced and dropped things way too prematurely, I think.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
The timing is so in everything.
I was real time vlogging the filming of the movie because I was vlogging, you know, I was dropping vlogs like every week, every couple of days. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, guess what, y'all? We got a movie, right? So I would vlog the process. We're filming. We're filming at Long Beach City College. Like, we filmed the process of recording the music and like this everything. You know what I'm saying? So by the time we had dropped a couple, people were very hyped. People were like, when is the movie coming out? You know? And then what ended up happening is they didn't give us a lot of money to do it. And we were so young and dumb. We were like, sure, we can do it for that much. Sure, right? We'd never seen that much money before.
Right.
But I'm talking about, we would show people our budget and people that were in production were like, is this for the food?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I still don't really know when people are like, oh, this is the budget for this. I'm like, damn. And they're like, what? No, that is a micro budget.
Micro budget, right.
I'm like, wait a second.
So we did not get a lot of money, and you know, Peter specifically ran out of money. He was using his personal credit cards to try and make this movie. And so we asked for more money and they said no. And so the movie went unfinished for a long time until another company bought the rights from that original company, gave us money to finish it. We finished it. It's done. Like we filmed the ending, which is great. We were 4 years older when we filmed the ending. We look a little older. We don't look like high school kids anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it's done. But now that company has the rights to it and they haven't done anything with it.
Right. That's what I keep hearing.
Sitting on a shelf.
That's
somewhere.
what I keep hearing. But then so do you have like a deal with them that after like 10 years, then you can get the rights back and then you could re-upload it on YouTube?
I got to look at the contract.
Yeah.
I got to find the contract.
I know.
Because who knows, man? But I say all that to say a premature behind the scenes will fuck you up sometimes.
Well, it's like people need to know what they're caring about because like they need to know where they're going. So I think behind the scenes that comes out when the project comes out, like the show that we just shot, we vlogged so much. But that's not going to come out on my channel until the show is out or like the week before.
I will hold on to my vlog footage until then as well because learn my lesson, man. Because to this day, I tweeted a little random fucking musical pun the other day. I was like, oh, how about a musical about two people that it doesn't matter.
I like that you still tweet though.
I do just because I feel like I should. Not often, but when I feel like, oh, okay, here's a thought.
Sure.
Here's my thought.
Yeah. I forget about Twitter all the time. Like once it became X and then I got hacked. Got hacked. Some guy was like trying to sell a bunch of MacBooks to people. I think he probably made a bag. And then I got unverified because I got hacked. And now I'm just like, oh, Twitter?
I know. Had I seen that, I would have DM'd. I love when, I think it's funny when my friends get hacked and they're like, hey man, you should invest in crypto. And I'm like, and I always go, remember that night we shared in Mexico? And they're like, yeah, that was great. So about this, and I'm like, nah, I think about it all the time. And I'll go back.
Like, we're talking business. Yeah. I'm talking feelings.
Oh, I remember the tweet. It was a musical about two Nike executives, and it's called Just Do It. So after that tweet, somebody was like, okay, but how about High School Sucks the musical though? That was the name of the musical.
Oh, great.
So to this day, people are still asking about it, and I got nothing for them,
Yeah, damn.
Yeah. But to watch the behind the scenes of Thanks for Tipping, make sure you subscribe to our OnlyFans. It's just Megan showing you the process with her feet.
Nice. Only freaking fans.
Megan Mattoon, all the money in my wallet right now.
Oh, God.
To show both of your feet and lotion them up on camera.
I got a DM the other day asking about that seriously.
About your feet?
About lotioning them up and getting.
What was the offer?
It was like $2,000 to $3,000.
And?
I just didn't respond. I'll just eat ramen noodles and with my socks on.
Just out of spite.
Well, the money would have been great, but slippery slope, I guess.
Literally, yeah.
I don't even know. Again, feet are feet. I don't literally see anything wrong or weird about it. It's just.
Well then, what's the issue?
Just more effort, I guess. I have other things to do. I need my feet to go walking places. I have places to be and things to do.
You were gonna lotion them regardless.
You right?
Why not?
But it's like for me, it's a difference. So like sometimes you get ready for yourself.
Yeah, I get it.
On a self date.
I get it. Like I said, when I used to make YouTube videos straight to camera, I would still shower my whole ass body.
Mm-hmm.
Get
yeah,
nice and
taking
fresh.
an everything shower.
Yeah.
Do guys take everything showers? Do you know what that is?
What do you mean? As opposed to what?
Just a shower. An everything shower for a girl is when you're washing your hair, you're shaving everything. Maybe you exfoliate. Oh my God.
I get it. I understand now.
So people do like an everything shower before they go to like a concert because they're like, what if I meet Billie Eilish?
That's so funny.
You do a full body shower.
That's so
you
funny.
You shave your toe. When you really like a guy, you shave your toes. That's how you know you like a guy, when you're shaving your big toe. You're down bad.
I've never specifically thought about that part of a woman's shower, but after you said that, I appreciate it so much. Because I'll tell you this. A hairy ass big toe would throw me the fuck off.
Wait, do you pay attention to toenail polish and feet? I've been noticing that guys are looking at my feet when we're like hanging out for the first time. Or like we're at the beach. Like, thank God I have a pedicure right now. But like sometimes I feel like they're looking at my hands and feet, and it's like you can tell the difference between people that take care of their hands and feet and that don't.
I do notice toes. Yes, I do.
What does it register for you? If they're not done.
Here's the thing. I don't need I don't need a fucking French tip, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even necessarily need like them to be done.
Totally.
As long as they're clean. And I don't know when this became a thing for me, but I don't know, man. At some point like high school and a little bit after high school, motherfuckers just started talking about toes. Like, like, oh, damn, you see she got her toes done. Oh, shit. Oh, she got her toes done too? Oh, she got ass and she got her toes done? It just became a thing.
That's interesting.
It's like, oh, okay, she got her toes. It's kind of like, and now, I don't know, it's been ingrained into my head, if a girl has some like flip-flops, not so much at the beach.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, we're going to the beach. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know, if the toes are out on purpose, you would think that there's some care shown to the toes.
That's what I think it comes down to. Like if your feet are groomed, I think it shows that you take care of yourself. And I think that's what I hear about fingernails too. Like, I mean, when I was like doing a bunch of like construction and DIY stuff, like my hands are like always worker hands. But I feel like it's something that signals that you are like put together if your nails are clean.
I mean, you feel that as a girl though, right? Like, I mean, we've mentioned before you pay attention, you've noticed guys' shoes as well as, so do you look at fingernails?
You know, I don't think I'm not like clocking them,
Yeah.
but if I see them, then I will take inventory of the dirt.
Let me ask you this. Because I was gonna say conversely, right? Where, you know, I keep my nails trim, clean.
Yeah.
But I've also heard girls are turned off if a dude's hands are too nice.
No.
No? I've heard girls shake a dude's hand if it is not rough. Girls are turned off.
No, I mean if it's limp, I'm dry.
Limp for sure. Oh no, fucking limp.
Not limp. But if you have so there's a difference between I don't know, it's like burly like maker farmer hands and difference between like agile illustration hands and both are really nice because one's gentle and one's hard. So I like both.
I get that because you can appreciate an agile creator boy.
Totally.
I think, you know, because I've heard this from like, oh no, like his hands are too soft.
Nah.
Okay, word.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess everyone's different, right?
Totally.
Speaking of toes, like you just said, totally.
Nice.
I would say that, you know, I'm not specifically looking for manicured toes and shit. Wait, pedicure? Manicure? Pedicure? Which one?
Pedicure.
Pedicure toes. And fucking Nelly, fuck me up.
What does he have to say about?
Because he has a song where he says
manicure and you're
manicure toes, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nelly, where is that guy?
I'm going to some cornrows and manicure toes. Hey. He married Ashanti.
Really?
Yeah. They're married. They're like either expecting or just had a baby together.
I love Nelly. I love Nelly.
But before we go into our Nelly tangent.
Oh my God, wait.
What?
Have you seen Chance the Rapper doing a Nelly cover? He does like I don't know who showed me this, but he's performing on some late night show or something.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like Jimmy Fallon, but he's doing a cover of, not Ride With Me, but a Nelly song.
Okay.
In a country accent. And it works,
really?
my guy.
Nelly is high key. First of all, wait, let me get to my first tangent. I was at a Jamba Juice. Saw a girl with some disgusting toes. It looked like it was fucking like black caulk up under her toenails. Grossed me the fuck out. Dirty ass toes. Turned me the fuck off. All right. Nelly.
Oh, so that's just it.
That was it. I just wanted to talk about.
What about that girl? What do you think? Why do you think she had dirt under her toes?
I don't know, man. I don't know where she was walking around, but she did not look like she came from a hike or anything. She was literally just looked like she was chilling in sweats and then had dirty ass toes. Gross me out. I mean, if you remember, Nelly's fucking banger of an album's Country Grammar, you know? So I always think Nelly's
that's interesting.
And Nelly, a lot of like Nelly's done music with country artists.
Right. Yeah, Country Grammar, that's interesting.
And also have you heard Windows Down and Cruise? That's a Nelly song with a country artist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
hell
Nelly
yeah.
kind of flirts with the country shit. So I feel like it makes sense that his songs translate.
Yeah, totally.
Because his whole shit was kind of singy-songy rap.
Yeah.
You know?
I love when things get smashed up. Like there was an album called Punk Goes Pop when I was growing up.
Okay.
Like I love emo music. I love alternative music. So they would take pop songs like 1,000 Miles or some Michelle Branch song. And then like Sum 41 or Good Charlotte would remix them. There's a song that like the starting line does that was a cover of Ja Rule and J-Lo. I love Punk Goes Pop. And I would do that with Andrew too. I was like, sing Sunday Morning, but emo.
Yeah.
And so I love that Chance did that with this song.
Me and Rick will regularly take R&B songs and country them up.
Sick.
Because for one, it sounds good because it's very similar vibes. And for two, country songs are easier to make sound good, okay?
Because of the twang.
For example, Boyz II Men songs, difficult to sound great because Boyz II Men, you know, it's like they're so good, right? But if you country it up and you sounds like you're fucking around, for example, throw your clothes on the floor. I'm gonna take my clothes off too. I've got plans to be with you. And it's just easier to hit a run with a country. I'll make love to you when you want me to.
Yeah.
And I'll hold you tight.
Nice.
Baby, all through the night. It's just easy to do.
It's easy to do.
It's just easy to do. It's like plucking a flea off the back of a cow's ass. You know what I'm saying?
It's just easy to do. It's second nature, man. Been doing it since I came out of the womb.
It's like sucking the teeth off a goat that's ready to nurse her child.
Silly.
I also Limp Bizkit did where they took all their fucking songs and had rappers remix them. That shit was fire. I downloaded it. It was like Pharrell remixes of Limp Bizkit songs and shit.
Ooh.
And also, if we talking about fusion shit, I also had the pop goes
Phonetic
punk.
fusion. That should be a thing.
Phonetic fusion.
Yeah. You know how they have like actors on actors?
Yeah.
What if they did phonetic fusion and there was two different artists and they have to collab together their songs and their styles and they do like a remix together?
Has that not been done?
That's not even that hard for them. They already made the music. Now it's just like another version.
Just like remix it.
Cha-ching.
You ever listen to when Linkin Park and Jay-Z did their album together?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was their big song?
I think Encore was the one that did the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell are you waiting for?
Yes, that was huge in the cheer world. There's so many songs that I know because of cheerleading. Like Tumbling. That was a huge one.
Were you a flyer or a...
I was a main bass.
Oh, okay. Word.
So I was doing, I would say, one of the hardest positions.
That makes sense because you gotta fucking hold that bitch up there so she don't fall.
And you're the main one.
Yeah,
you got the side bass, you have the back spot, and then the flyer, of course.
Back spot is the one that catches them when they fall?
We all catch them when they fall, but
I
the
see.
back spot helps launch them up and then holds it together. But the back spot is the glue.
Okay.
The side base is the reinforcement.
All right.
And the main base is the foundation. And the flyer is the little bow on top.
Fire. Flyer.
Flyer.
All right, let's answer some questions.
Okay.
What up, y'all? So my question is, how do I go about telling my mama I don't want to go to church anymore? Like, I'm cool with like listening to gospel music and all that, but like I don't want to go to church. And she wants me to go to church for like Mother's Day and like Easter, but like I don't even want to do that. So how do I go about telling her I don't want to go to church anymore? Love the show, by the way.
Thank you. Man, I mean, I've only been to Catholic church.
Yeah.
So like
Lame.
I get
Just
why you wouldn't want to go. Are you though? Like, but it's not cool. But there's a John Mulaney joke that's like, even in Catholic churches, like the songs aren't even songs. They're
not
psalms.
fun. They're psalms.
They're
That's great.
psalms.
Sorry, say your joke. Say the joke again. I stepped on it. Say it again. Bring it back.
He said, John Mulaney says, in a Catholic church, they're not even songs, they're psalms.
It's a fire joke.
It's John Mulaney's great.
He is great. He's great. And
He is my Lord and Savior.
I just like his voice too.
I like his everything.
Oh, okay, that's your speed, huh?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? John Mulaney is a walking epitome of what I want.
That's great. Okay, so there you go. All you John Mulaney lookalikes and actalikes out there. Yeah, I will say this, going off what you said. Went to a Protestant Christian school from preschool to 8th grade. I went to a Catholic school for 1 year, my freshman year of high school. And I was shocked at how different it was.
Tell me everything.
You said you've only been to Catholic church.
Yeah.
Protestant church, or what they know as Protestant church, is like it's so much more fun. Like church is like the pastor is funny. You know what I'm saying? It's like their messages are delivered in like fun stories and and then like when you're singing, it's like you're praising the Lord. You're praising. It's like fun. You know, it's
Right.
like you're singing His praises because you want to. You know, that's the vibe.
Yeah, okay.
You know? And it's like it's fun.
Well, he said gospel music, so I bet it's more
Black
fun.
church,
Yeah,
probably
that sounds hella fun.
so fun,
I
right?
would love to go there.
Yeah, and that's also a great vibe. Okay,
Yeah.
Catholic church, it felt so robotic, and then where I was like, mind you, I had never been to a Catholic mass ever. So my first one was like, oh, we're standing up. Okay, cool. Okay,
now we're sitting?
Oh, we're sitting. Okay.
Oh, now we're kneeling.
Oh, we're standing up. Okay. Oh, okay.
It's a fucking aerobics class. Like the slowest aerobics class ever. And then we're just all holding hands and like zoning out and
Yeah.
just.
Okay, and now we're eating crackers. Okay, cool. So I didn't know. I didn't like it. Okay.
I don't like it either.
So
I don't think anyone likes it, to be honest.
you know, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But I will say this though. go on Mother's Day if she wants you to go to church with her, dog. Just go.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah. It's all also an hour, unless it's on Easter. Then it's like for some reason 2.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
what are we doing? At least in the Catholic Church.
I know. I've also heard that black sermons can go notoriously long.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I've only been to a black church probably once or twice. Okay.
Man, I would love that.
Oh, the choir is ooh.
That's what I mean.
It's fucking great.
That's so good.
And as God doesn't mind me saying it, it's fucking great. Okay. But yeah, man.
Well, it's like if it's not going to church every single Sunday,
Yeah.
it's just Mother's Day, it's just Christmas.
It's just Easter.
I think go.
I say just go, dog.
Just go.
You're a grown man now. Your mother probably wishes you guys spent more time together.
Right.
Okay. And I'm with you, bro. I know moms can be a lot to deal with. Okay. I'm sure my mom would like me to come over more. And
Yeah.
as a parent now, I understand even more. All right. You get to that point. Even when, I mean, yeah, you know, my daughter's only 4. But when sometimes she's like, Daddy, I just need some space. I'm like, okay, baby, cool. Right? It hurts.
I know you like roll over and like,
Like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Dude, take all the time you need.
I'm fine. Daddy, what's wrong with your face?
Daddy, why are you leaking?
Why are your eye leaking like that?
So I'm sure your mom just wants to spend more time with you. So, hey, bro, look, you're not going to church every Sunday. From what it sounds like, pop in for Easter and Christmas and Mother's Day.
Yeah.
You know, do it.
Okay, so if you were a church pastor,
Mm-hmm.
if you had a church, how would you run the hour? Break it down for me. You got to praise the Lord, you got to have music, but how is it?
Yeah, I think a fun, you know, some good music, some good. Well, I some of my best church-ins was youth group.
Okay.
Youth group was, you know, my junior high. This was when I was very into the church, where my youth pastor was talking to me about being a potential youth pastor.
Oh.
Because not only was I very into it, but he also knew that, you know, I was like, you know, cool, and I had influence on everyone, you know, like all the other kids. You know? So he was like, you know what, Tim, like he was looking at me at, you know, almost being like a protege to potentially be a youth pastor. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was fun. It was like you would go. It was casual.
I like casual.
You wouldn't have to, you wear whatever you want. We'd have like, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes of like just great music. We'd sing. And then sometimes like pastor would just tell us stories that were relatable.
Now that you say that, I do remember going to some Christian churches when I was living in the desert. When I was like so lost. When I'm the most lost, I find myself in a church.
And that's usually what happens.
Yeah. There's a Sam Smith song that he says like everyone prays in the end. Sometimes I talk to my atheist friends about this and I'm like, yeah, I understand like not having a religion because like organized religion is, we know what it is. But like when you're really fucking scared and you think you're gonna die, you're probably praying under your breath.
Not even that deep. I feel like
to like a God you don't believe in. There's like songs about that
you feel
too.
Like you have nowhere else to go.
What the fuck?
Or even like if you feel like, oh God, I hope, like, oh please let this herpes test be negative. You're like, please God.
Right, you're still praying.
You want some type of divine intervention.
Yes. Yeah. I do remember the pastors talking about stories in a way that was relatable and wasn't like written in the 1600s.
Yeah.
And that was really nice. I'm sure there's like Gen Z pastors that like bridge the gap and make it so that you can experience. I mean, that's the whole point of church. The whole point of church is to like get you closer to who you believe in it and more. So it's like, why would you continue to do something that is archaic just because that's the way it's done versus changing it up so you can actually impact the people that show up to be impacted?
Yeah, man. I think that is the pastor's job. Like, make this shit make sense for me, you know? Like, where it's so easy to be like, this fucking book that was written thousands of years ago, like, what is this even? Like, what is this, right?
It's crazy that the Catholic Church continues to do that. Maybe they don't know that people feel this way, but like, it feels like in my experience, when I went to Catholic Church, it was just like, this again?
Right.
Like, like, wait, why would you want that?
I had an interesting moment with Veda where I was, you know, because Veda and Q, they're big dinosaur fans. Q loves dinosaurs, and Veda, she's kind of over her dinosaur stage, but, you know, she's into it, right? And she asked me something about, like, dinosaurs and people, and I was like, Veda, guess what? We're all on a walk, and I'm like, guess what? dinosaurs were actually around way before people were around. There's dinosaurs and then people came around, right? And so then she was kind of like thinking, I saw her mind kind of going, and she asked me, she's like, Daddy, where did the people come from if didn't there need to be a bigger person with the baby inside them to make people? And I'm like, oh shit, okay. So I had to break down in 4-year-old terms.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, well, baby, guess what?
Oh my God, wait, you broke down evolution?
Versus creationism. Because I want to give her the option, right? So I'm like, well, baby girl, what's crazy?
Baby girl.
I was like, some people believe that people were just really, really smart monkeys. And there were monkeys, and then they got smarter and smarter, and then they grew to become people. And then guess what? Other people believe that there's a big superhero in heaven named God, and he uses powers to make people. And she's sitting there, we're on her walk, I'm pushing her in a little like wagon, and she saw a house, and she's like, that looks like a diamond. And I went, yep. And we never talked about it again.
Oh my gosh.
But I was like, yo.
Whoa.
I just had to break down fucking how mankind was created or where it came from.
It's like a random Tuesday night.
Yeah, because here's the thing too, right? What I don't like about religion a lot of the times is that like, there's no gray area. They don't allow gray area.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one time specifically asking the librarian at the Christian school I went to, because we were asking about evolution and shit. And I was like, is it okay if we believe that evolution, like God just made evolution? And they were like, no. Like okay. So.
Yeah, why isn't that an option of like seeing apes and then God being like, oh, but what if? Like just editing it a little bit.
Yeah, it's just editing a little bit. Because, I feel like the traditional thought process would probably be, no, because God doesn't make mistakes.
Right, and it's like less intentional, magical, and it's more like this is what it was supposed to be, the Big Bang of humans.
Yeah, but like what if that was his plan? You know what I'm saying? Like why isn't that an option?
Yeah.
And I feel like the cut and dryness of that is what makes it silly, right?
Yeah.
Or I'll tell you this, Megan Batoon, for those of y'all who watch me and David, you've heard the story before, but when I was in 8th grade, MTV had just put out a True Life about very religious people who happen to be gay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm gay, but they love God so much.
Mm-hmm.
And like people who are struggling in the church to deal with their feelings and who they were, because they loved God. They loved being Christians, but they were gay.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you deal with a religion that's telling you you're gonna go to hell? You know what I'm saying? So
No.
I was with my Bible teacher. I was helping her clean up the classroom. Now, and I had asked her during class because somebody had asked, I think somebody was like, came from a Catholic family. And, traditional Catholics will say that divorce is a sin.
Right.
So they asked her about that. And her answer was that like, well, you know what? Like times are a little different now. Like they don't look at divorce the same way they do now. Like, God will understand that like things are different, right? So I was like, well, how about like gay people?
Right. Then can he understand that?
Yeah, who are like living in a world where like it's more accepting of gay people and they're in this world. What if they grow up and they're gay and then they find God? Like, does God understand that? And she was like, no.
Oh my gosh.
So then after class, I'm helping her clean the classroom because I'm a nice kid.
Yeah.
She comes up to me. She's like, Tim, are you having an identity crisis? I'm like,
oh, she thinks you're gay.
I'm not gay. You trying to fuck right now?
You know
No.
what I mean? Clear your desk.
I was like, dude, no.
Get the pencil sharpener. She's like,
what does that
why
mean?
do I need that? You're like, you'll see.
Like, yeah. Clap the chalk erasers.
That's right.
Let's get it. But I'm like, no, dude. I was curious.
Ally.
Going by your logic, So, and that was, I think that was probably what started the me just questioning the like rules.
I know. There was one of the eligible bachelors in my life.
Yeah.
When we first started talking, we were talking about religion and also the approach of dating. And he was saying like, when you're in like an organized religion, like we both grew up Catholic, he was like, you have no other God. There's no other God aside from me. And it's very much like, whereas like in dating, it's like, well, what about Buddhism, where it's like, take it or leave it. If this works for you and things are already what they're going to be, but explore what works. And it's like, yeah, that's the same thing in dating. Instead of being like, you're going to be my husband. It's like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
No, I'm my own person. We can share our lives together. We can learn from each other. But like, as soon as you're saying cut off all other options, then it's no longer, it's possessive.
Yeah. And I think that's why I went the way that a lot of people end up going that kind of grew up in it, where you're like, I fuck with God.
Yeah.
Me and God are great. I felt his presence before.
Yeah.
But all this
So
religion
you are gay.
shit, all these, yeah. I felt
Gay for God.
I felt a man in me before.
Nice. Wait, have you ever?
What? Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to ask if you've ever been fucked by a guy. I'm going to ask, have you ever been fucked by a ghost? This happens. This happens to other people and me, bitch.
What?
Yes.
Hold on. I'll give you my answer, which is no. And now you tell me your answer, because hot.
I just remember like feeling like I had a very vivid sex dream. But then I woke up and I was like, there was no one there. But I like really felt it. Then obviously I went on Reddit and I was like, can you get fucked by a ghost?
Yeah.
And like people were like, yes, this happened to me and this is what it feels like. And it was exactly that.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
And your window wasn't open or anything? No one had like snuck in?
No, dude. Maybe it was a lucid dream that I had.
And there's that.
Who knows?
But you don't remember the dream at all?
I just remember I was like on a table face down and then I was just like enjoying my life.
I mean, it might have been a lucid dream too, but Tuna, I've had some.
Maybe.
But if you weren't in control, then it wasn't a lucid
I
dream. It was just a
know.
sex dream.
Yeah, but the ghost of it all.
Yeah.
Ghosts, we were talking about ghosts in the last episode. Ghosts, there's a guy on TikTok that has like a ghost named Ethel in his place, and he'll like forget something, and Ethel will like move his keys, or she'll like turn the stove on, like make sure that he knows. And Ethel is like completely saving his ass like on a daily basis. Everybody loves Ethel.
That's tight.
I know.
I wish.
They have a house ghost.
That's fun. Yeah, right? Like little house cleaner. Like she fucking flushes his poops and shit.
Right.
I wish.
And they talk to her and she talks back in motion.
What?
You should look it up.
That's fire.
It's really cool.
Maybe I will. I mean, I've never fucked a ghost.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not you fucking the ghost.
I've
It's the
never
ghost
been
fucking you.
fucked by a ghost.
Okay.
I mean, I've had lucid sex dreams, but have we talked about that?
No.
Dude,
I love lucid dreaming. We've talked about lucid dreaming.
We have, and I've had, once I learned that I could lucid dream. I'll tell you about my first one I ever had. Okay, lucid sex dream, because
Yeah. Well, the first lucid dream you have, since you're in control of it, most people probably have sex.
You think so?
I would think.
Well, I went for a flight.
You went for a flight?
Like I flew. I went to.
Oh, you took
I went
flight.
to fly. I took flight.
Wait, by yourself, like just flying.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
I
feels
was like,
so cool.
I was like, yeah. Oh, I'm controlling this. I'm
That
gonna
feels so
jump
cool.
off of a thing and just fly.
That feels
what
so
I'm saying? It was dope. So, and then my first lucid dream where Chia was with me, because whenever I lucid dream, it's usually a regular dream, and then I become aware that I'm dreaming, and then I go, oh, it's time to have fun.
Yes.
All right. So I was dreaming. Me and Chia were just chilling, having like a dinner or something. And then usually what happens is something ridiculous happens. And then my mind clocks that, oh, this can't be real. And then luckily, if I'm able to stay in it, then I can lucid, right? So we were in this restaurant. I remember it felt like the restaurant was flooding with water. And then I remember like there was like a family that was in it. I was like, oh my God, I got to save this family. And then I realized, this ain't happening. How is this restaurant flooding? This is crazy. I'm like, oh shit, I'm dreaming.
Sick.
And then I was like, Chia's with me. I gotta have sex. We gotta have sex. So I took her into the water. We're breathing underwater, but doing these like water acrobats while having sex. Yeah, Cirque du Soleil that shit, son. That was like my first like lucid sex dream. I was like, oh, I have my wife here. And then when I realized, oh, I don't have to have my wife here, lit. I remember a lucid sex dream specifically, I was literally changing the girl every like 2 pumps. It was like pump, blonde, pump, black, pump, BBW. This shit's crazy.
It's not puff, puff, pass. It's pump, pump, black.
Dang.
That's what was going on.
Fire.
Fire. That's epic.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Good time. Zones out.
So yeah, go to church with your mom.
Yo, what's good, Tim and Megan? My name is Ethan from Vegas, and I'm a serial talking stage fiend. You know, while managing my professional development, school, job, family, friends, I find it hard to find time for the honeys. And I have been in so many long-term talking stages, from 3 months, 9 months, to even a year-long talking stage. What y'all think I need to do to kind of secure the honeys, I guess? I mean, this most recent one, I've been talking to this girl for about 3 months. We went on a couple of dates just to find out that she just got with a new guy while we were talking. So is it a me issue, or maybe I just gotta refocus some of my energy so that I could kind of be able to lock down some of these relationships? I'd love to hear what your guys' opinions on it, because it's rough out here, man. I hate texting, not the biggest fan of FaceTimes, but I really like meeting up with people and just having a good time. And I'm trying to figure out what I gotta do to continue these talking stages into actual relationships. So, yeah, or I guess a single relationship. But anyways, thanks. Let me know.
A year-long talking stage is straight to jail.
It's crazy.
What are you doing? Interestingly enough, for the girl to not be like, what are we?
What is
and
this?
then for him to not be like, will you be my girlfriend vibes? Like a year?
A year is
You're
crazy.
not getting all 4 seasons without a commitment.
Yeah,
You can't.
I was about to say, hey man, look, if that's the time of your life right now, don't feel pressured to get into any relationship if you don't want a relationship, right? Like talking stage is fun,
Ooh.
but 9 months to a year is crazy.
That's crazy.
Even if you go into it being like, hey, I'm just talking right now, having fun, that long, it just feels like you're just wasting each other's time.
Yeah, and I will say as a woman, as you like to say, as a man, as a woman, 3 months and a couple of dates, I don't like it. The math isn't mathing. I want more dates in
two
3
dates
months.
over 3 months?
Well, he said we went on a couple dates. We've been talking for 3 months. But also, like, what is a date? You know, is a date going to dinner, being paid for, or is it like we're going on a hike, we're watching this movie, I'm very intentional, we're making dinner? Like, what do
you call a date?
It's interesting because I think my level of date has changed. I think a date now is something that is intentional, present time together.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I just went out of town and I met up with this guy, and we were getting eggs for cookies that like the group wanted. But we went to this restaurant to go get some eggs. And then we ended up like just being in the restaurant. All the lights were off. He owns this restaurant. So we were in the restaurant and we were just like candles and just talking for like 30 minutes. Like, and I would say that is a date.
I count it.
It wasn't planned. He didn't pay for anything. We didn't eat. We had water. So like, it wasn't even like, oh, here's a bottle of this. It was just like, oh, we're just like spending time without our phones, intentionally getting to know each other in a vibe.
I count it all as a date.
That's a date.
Because I would be like, sorry if I look peely on camera. I'm using face stuff on my skin that makes me peely. I count it all as a date.
I agree.
Especially since, because I would love, especially when you, let's say with this guy, right? Who is in this talking stage, things are unclear. I would always,
I hate things being unclear.
I would use those moments, if it was a girl I liked, even if we're just like hanging out, grabbing a smoothie, I'd be like, wow, this is a great first date. Like, wow, this is such a fun date.
This is a great date.
Just to establish these are my intentions.
You know, that's so, yeah, I really feel that. One time I was like hanging out with a friend of mine who's a girl, and we were just hanging out. And I was just like, I love Dave & Buster's so much. And so I was talking about this game called Speed of Light. If you know me, you know I'm the best at it. No one's ever beat me. And so I was like talking to her about it. And I was like, oh my God, we're so close to Dave & Buster's. Like, I'm gonna take you on a date, like as a joke. But then as soon as I said that, then the vibe shifted, and then she was like, and then I was actually taking her on a date, and I was like, oh no.
As soon as you said it, she was like,
No, absolutely.
oh, okay.
I know, right? And so yeah, I think that's really, as soon as you use the word date, that changes.
Yeah, man. I think that's important for, you know, look, I don't like labeling things when they don't need to be labeled. But when you're trying to send a specific message, the labels come in clutch.
Totally.
Yo, I'm gonna take you on a date.
Totally.
Or what I would do early on, if let's say I just got some girl's number casually and we weren't sure what the vibe was, I would say some shit like, yo, save me as your future boo or some shit like that. Save me as this, right? To establish this is what I want, you know? But for this gentleman, who is a notorious talk stager. Like I said, bro, I was gonna say before, if you have fun just dating and getting to know people, or like not even, okay, let's not call it dating because of the semantics of it, just hanging out with people, getting to know people, see what happens, do that. That's fun, right? But you also gotta remember that after a handful of those, like literally after like, I wanna say 3 of those, people are gonna begin to be like, what is this?
Well, totally. And also like, I don't know, for me, even like trying to be open to people, I'm just like, I gotta tell you this same story that I did a bang up job over here. I gotta do it with the same intensity, the same everything. Like, no, you should already, I want like an SD card and I can be like, this is everything you need to know. Are we compatible?
Well, Batoon, if you enter that dating multiple people life, then you got to be ready to put in the work, all right?
Oh my God, I'm tired. I'm tired. Which one of you is my husband?
Well,
that's the new game show.
Well, then get them on a Zoom call together and just ask. That's the game show. Which one of you is my husband?
I'd watch.
I totally would. Well,
man, how do you get someone to be... Well, that's interesting though, because at some point, it's like there's that saying, it's like if you're pointing at someone, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. So if you're like, oh, you're, well, if you do that, then all 5 fingers are for you. But it's like, okay, if you're saying like, these aren't working for some reason, then it's like, okay, well, what isn't working with you as the common denominator?
He's 100% the issue. And because that's what I was going to say. Right, okay, cool. If you're in that stage of your life, have fun, cool, get to know people. But to be talking for 9 months to a year and then still ask the question, hey, how do I lock it down? Bro, that's all you.
Yeah, I mean, this might be like archaic to think about, but like I'm not going to be the one to say, what are we? Because I also know that that's like a repellent.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the thing that is making me mad in this current moment, because I'm like, if you're not sure about me, I'm gone. How are you not sure? So if he's not sure about these girls, then they probably are like, I want to find someone that is sure about me.
Yeah.
Because if the guy is sure about you, wouldn't you try and lock it down? Because you want that. I mean, that's what you did.
Yeah, exactly. Like 9 months to a year, 100% that girl was waiting.
Yeah.
Or she's just so chill. She understands, like, you know, as I've said before, me and Chia, early stage, she knew I wasn't mentally trying to get into a relationship. She even low-key gave me an ultimatum, but then it was like, you know what? Never mind. I thought about it. That's not fair. But immediately I was like, okay, I need to lock this down before she gets sick of my shit. And that's the thing about it is like, okay, look, maybe he hasn't found a good one. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And like, there's no pressure if you haven't found somebody that you can see is you know, you want to make your girlfriend. But at the same time, bro, like a year is a long time to be still trying to figure that out.
Too long.
Yeah.
Too long. I think after like, I don't know, I feel like in the beginning of my dating stages, I was like, if they haven't like made me their girlfriend in 3 months, but now I'm like, I'm trying to look for a husband.
Yeah.
If it takes more than 3 months to find forever, I'm chill. Like I'm not trying to, like I'm hoping that the next person that I date is the one I end up with.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to like get into a relationship just to be in one.
Communication is big in this situation.
Huge.
I feel like 9 months to a year.
That's way too long.
That girl, it's on her too.
Agreed.
You know, to be
Agreed.
waiting around for that long.
Well, she's probably, I mean, maybe not even waiting around. Maybe he's also like a situationship side piece.
Word.
And she's like also seeing what options are available to her and what makes sense.
Yeah. Because what doesn't make sense for him is to be like, potentially stringing somebody along for a year and then after that be like, how do I lock this down?
Right.
What is the issue, right? Because yeah, I was in a stage where I wasn't ready and I knew that. And so everybody understood. And that's why Chia was down to chill, you know? Because I told her that. And she was like, okay, do what you do, right? And that was understood by everybody. But for him to be like, hey, I'm looking for a girlfriend. I'm going to date somebody for a year. And then it ends for whatever reason. And him be like, what went wrong?
Right.
That's on you, bro.
I think so too.
Yeah. Make a decision.
Make a decision. Oh, I wonder why. I mean, maybe it was one of the girls weren't like cool enough.
And there's always that.
That's the thing. Is like I read something somewhere that was like the person that you end up with, you're gonna have like 1,000 meals together. So like who is the person that you want to, and also like when both of your parents die, this is gonna be the person that helps you through that. So like I'm starting to think about all those things when I'm dating people now, like big life shit.
Yeah, big life shit, man. I was gonna say like, thank God nothing too tragic has happened yet because I'm not great at consoling people.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you great at putting the microphone close to your mouth?
I project so well, unnecessary, but I'll do it anyways because you asked. And now that it's closer to my mouth, hey guys, thank you for watching another another episode. Mega Batoon, thanks for tipping.
Tim, thanks for tipping.
Where can they leave us a question?
Speakpipe.com/thanks for tipping will help you as much as we can help ourselves.
We can only do so much.
See you next time.
Bye.